Okay, so first of all, welcome everyone, and I thank Priyanka, Anil, and Jaipur Marketers Group for giving us this platform. And my today's topic is Beyond Sin, AI-driven quality assurance. Uh, I hope most of us have already worked in marketing cloud, and but for others who haven't worked upon, just to give an insight, Salesforce provide explicit cloud, that is Salesforce Marketing Cloud, to for the marketers or the for the marketing, shifting from the traditional marketing, and then with the help of SFMC, now the companies are moving on to a wider customer reach, where the journeys are there, and with the help of them, personalized data and personalized information, customers can companies can reach to wider customers. So moving ahead, I think you should know the your speaker. Hi, this is Kusum Ketu, and you can connect me on LinkedIn. Apart from this, I have 13 years of industry exposure, of which more than 5 years I have been working in Salesforce ecosystem. From the cloud point of view, I have worked on Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, of course, Community Cloud, and of late now I'm exploring the Health Cloud of Salesforce that is specialized into the healthcare domain. Certifications point of view, I am CSM certified. I have done few certifications from ISTQB, Salesforce, Copado, and also around AI or the Gen AI to be specific. I am a passionate speaker. I love sharing knowledge, gaining knowledge from the people. So those who know me or don't know me, might see my LinkedIn posts or may see me onto the meetups and conferences. And Bala, maybe next time you might see me in Hyderabad, having attending some conference or maybe speaking at some conference. And also from the my learning prospect right now, I am trying to explore AI and how, as testers, we can bridge a gap between the testing, the what to say, the testing and the AI, and how we can enhance it. Apart from the personal, professional, and the learner, I am a creative mom. I love writing poetries and reading books. So you can connect me on LinkedIn. Moving on to next. Today's agenda, we are going to talk about the bottlenecks in traditional marketing, solution that is Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and then send is not the end, hidden risk and limitations, AI in action, the key capabilities, AI plus Einstein, the smarter QA, demo, human edge, and finally the key takeaways. So moving on to the next slide, bottlenecks in traditional marketing. So before starting, you remember when we were kid or child, that time there used to become some salesman at our stores or at our shops, at our home actually, and they used to give us a product demo or something like that. So these were, and then there were ways of marketing was like advertising in the news agencies, hiring a superstar for the advertisement. Like for example, that Coca-Cola or Thumbs Up app used to have Salman Khan, Madhuri Dixit, Shah Rukh Khan, and it used to have a heavy investment. And same goes with the what to say pamphlets and everything. So these were the bottlenecks: limited personalization, slower response time, difficulty measuring effectiveness, high cost, limited reach, and the answer was for all these is actually Salesforce Marketing Cloud. As I have already told, Salesforce Marketing Cloud basically gives feature like it helps help customer clients or what to say businesses to reach a number of clients and number of customers at the same time. It helps us to have the personalized messages with the use of AMP scripts, with the help of like it has inbuilt product pictures, inbuilt URLs, everything. So these are some of the features of Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Now, this is the poetic side of me. I have written a poem on send is not the end. The button clicks, the boom is fast. But send is never where it's past. For once that send begins, it's trend. The risk is born, it's not the end. So, You used Marketing Cloud, you sent messages or mails, you had the web advertisement, everything. But here the game doesn't end. The game begins once things are in market. So, what are the hidden risks and limitations? First, we'll talk about the risk. They are data mismanagement. Obviously, SFMC or cloud has a number of data. It's like bulk of data. How to manage it? That is important. Wrong personalization. You might have seen you got some mails from. I will take an example of a big good brand, Policy Bazaar. It usually sends me messages either with hi first name or hi my father's name. It doesn't write my name. So that is what a wrong personalization email, incorrect discounts, broken links in email and threads, and then the wrong audience. Right mail should reach to the right audience. What are the limitations? The manual test cases, because if like all the test cases are not thoroughly tested with a proper coverage, all the edge cases are properly not tested, it's a limitation. The reactive testing, it's not good to test a journey when it's already in the customer's bucket and they are finding the issues. And of course the time constraint, because you are actually trying to reach bulk data, bulk customers. You are not talking about one or two features, or you are talking about a UI. So here the scenario is different. And basically when it comes to marketing, it totally directly deals with the clients or the customers money. So this is important, how how it performs, or how testing is taken care in case of SFMC or the Marketing Cloud. So before going on to this, like usually the journeys in Salesforce Marketing Cloud, how it used to be. Like for example, I am a customer, I brought a car, and it would be like the first day I brought a car, I will get a welcome mail. So this is the first mail that I am getting. Second mail I will get is after a month, or maybe 2 to 3 days before the first month, to remind me that your first servicing is due. Next message is after, let's take 3 months or something, and after an year also. So these are all journeys that are actually created using the SFMC. And as a testers, we need to analyze and test if they are actually reaching each and every customer properly or not. As a tester, we need to figure out what can be the scenarios where it might fail. Customer can check his mail in Gmail or in, for example, Outlook. He can check his mail in web application. He can check his mail in mobile application, whatever, like Android, Chrome, whatever. So in each and every aspect, mail should look properly. It should have proper URLs. It should have links. It should be, and if you are just sending a customer something like hi, and then you are writing your service is due, is not like, it doesn't give a personalization essence. Now when I'm writing hi Prakhar, it gives a personalization, it gives a essence. So you actually feel that okay, he knows my name. How does he knows my name? You might have seen of late, even in browser stack or some LinkedIn post also, when you open it, it gives you a personalized message. Like let's take an example, hi Prakhar, let's join the Jaipur Marketers group. And when Jyoti opens the same LinkedIn post, she sees it. So these are the personalization examples, and these, it gives a sense that actually we care for you. We as a business, we care for our customers. Now AI in action, the key capabilities. So when I am talking about AI, so AI is exploring, AI is growing, but it's very important to understand or analyze how AI can be used in our testing prospect. Do remember one thing: AI has a number of capabilities, and but we need to understand or analyze how we can use it. So AI has intelligent systems, it has LLMs, it uses all the logics, it has all the past data, it has n number of customer data and number of bulk data on there. It takes validations or examples from YouTube channels, from the web, from what, like from a number of places it takes calculations, calculate, and so it is intelligent. It it helps you while you are testing. It gives you a non-deterministic UI even before your product is actually onto a real UI application, and it helps in a proactive quality engineering. So basically, it will if we use AI build applications, it will help in early error detection, audience validation, content optimization, test data creation, and risk identification. In the later slides and in our demo, we will explore how these particular early detection and audience validation and content optimization can be achieved using SFMC. So SFMC gives a feature of Einstein. It's there in Sales Cloud as well, Service Cloud as well as, but also in SFMC. And it has multiple features, like for example, the send optimization and then email recommendation, web recommendation. With the help of these inbuilt features of Einstein, we can actually analyze and how our content would look, and as a QA. The earlier our role used to be to just focus on to the story testing or this acceptance criteria validation. Now our roles are actually shifting from the story level validation to a feature level validation. When you are actually testing, how come you make sure that okay, these are actually fitting into the real scenario? So for this, it's good to use the features that are available and see how the look and feel would be when the same stuff is actually in the production or to the end customer. So with the help of AI, for example, ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, Claude, you can generate test scenarios, test data, and the risk faster. So I will give you a demo of a prompt that I have used for a testing for a user story. The user story was, it's not a really user story, I drafted it, and then for that same user story I created prompts, and with the help of that prompt I actually created asked GPT to generate the test cases. So this is one thing that I am going to show you today. And then validate AI driven decisions, not just logic. So this is where Einstein comes in picture. Ensure data quality behind predictions, shift from execution risk-based thinking. So when you are actually asking GPT or like for example Copilot to give you the risk scenarios that can actually fail, and when you're analyzing them and comparing this with your product or the feature and then with your user story, you can think, like you can analyze better that okay, what are the risk areas and what can be better, like what are other areas that are not covered in the story and they can also be implemented. And then trust AI, but always verify outcomes, and that is where human insight and humans are important. So my today's demo I am going to present is around how using ChatGPT we can draft scenarios, we can create test cases and also the S test cases, and we can analyze the risk. And then we will move on to the Einstein feature, where with the help of Einstein, I will show you some recorded videos, as in how, with the help of Einstein, we can see what is the send time optimization or email recommendations that we can get, and we can actually see how my product will look to the customer, how the UI will look and everything. FYI, Marketing Cloud doesn't provide a sandbox environment. That's the reason I am not going with a live demo and I have recorded, keeping sure some of the important data that should not be visible, making them not to be visible, and showing just the explicit parts. Just a second. Let me go ahead. Okay. I hope my screen is still visible and you can see this.
Yeah.
Okay. So for demo, what I have done is I have created a demo user story where my aim is to implement automated festive early access email journey. And here, basically, as a BA, the description that I have added is like, as a marketing manager, I want to automate the early access email journey for customers during the festive sales and reward loyalty. If you want, I can share this prompt slide with you people later, this doc with you people later. Okay, so for this, the prompt that I have used is like, I am asking GPT to act as a lead who's specializing in Salesforce Marketing Cloud. I'm asking him to think in that way. Like for example, and then I'm asking him to comprehend the test cases for the festive early access journey, and then provided him the user story rather than going providing him the whole story. Not to confuse him, I have asked GPT to give given him the user story summary where goal is there, entry source is there, personalization, because like using scripts, we can personalize our the customer's name and the loyalty points, or for example they are platinum card holder or silver card holder. Even those things can be personalized, the dynamic content and the journey logic, which I was earlier talking. So these are the user summary, user story summary that have been provided in the prompt. And then here I am asking it to include these tables, or the sorry, all the columns like test case ID, scenario, description, preconditions, and step by step execution. Now my task doesn't end over here, because now I want it to have test explicit or the edge cases scenarios. I am asking it to include the scenarios for data integrity, journey logic, personalization, and then the edge cases, where I'm like explicitly asking it, sorry, I'm explicitly asking it to consider few pointers. Now, when I put on this prompt onto the GPT, it gave me this test case. If you can see, it has different because I asked it to give me the test cases for different scenarios, and I asked it to give it on different slides. So it gave me the test cases like this, and also they have feature of download. So from there, I actually downloaded my test cases, and now when I want to, and your task doesn't end over here. Now you need to analyze, you need to overcheck what is missing, what I wanted, what is expected, and are there some things, some scenarios that are not, that are actually, is it like your GPT started hallucinating? So these are certain things you need to keep in mind. Now let me show here as well. So here I have just the same prompt that I had used there. I'm giving over here. Act as a QA lead. I am given it a user summary. I have given it the journey and everything, the expected result, how I want it to be, the scenarios and everything. Now when I'm giving it to GPT, because like see, there are ways to give the same scenario. Here it is giving me detailed test case. And now as a tester, it's my responsibility to analyze and go, and it helps. Like for example, sometimes we say that okay, just write the happy part test scenarios, and in the rush of time, or because we have the time constraint or time crunch, we actually miss some of the scenarios that were actually important. And it is also giving some of the insights or the focus areas. So these are certain ways we can actually go through. And also same, just an additional thing, I always, whenever I check some scenarios or explore something with the help of GPT, I parallelly use Claude, I parallelly use Gemini, because these systems are currently exploring some. So I try to understand, okay, what are the results that Gemini is giving? What is the result that Copilot is giving? Where is the difference? And I have also seen that, for example, there have been scenarios where you need to be very sure what kind of data you are actually providing. It should not you provide the actual client data onto some open server, and then it's like you are actually passing the customer data or the client data onto these open environments. So we need to be very careful on that area. So moving on to the flow. So this is look and feel of Salesforce Marketing Cloud. There are few tabs that are above, which I have intentionally truncated. So as you can see, Salesforce Marketing Cloud has different options like email studio, mobile, web advertising, web studio advertising, and personalization. Now, on the top of these, which are help in marketing, Salesforce has actually included this Einstein feature. So let me start it. So as you can see, Einstein gives a number of features like content testing, overview, engagement scoring, and messaging insights, send time optimization, engagement frequency, and so on. So, like overview is like a dashboard. Einstein is giving a dashboard where the whole how your system, your cloud is actually performing. You can review it like on the same dashboard. How what is your client engagement scoring? What is your content? Like how are your contents working? How are the email recommendations working and everything. So moving on to, so I've tried incorporating some of the flows. So here I have like email recommendation because this is one area where testers usually they struggle a lot. And let me stop this recording. And meanwhile, when before we are proceeding, actually, so here in the email we here email personalization and the product. Three things are in loop. I want to send a mail to customer. It should be personalized and he should be able to see the products which I am expecting the customer to buy. So now we want him to see the product details, the price, the product name, and the product, what to say, details, or some key details about the product. So now, as you can see here, there are these yellow bulbs. So these are basically giving a idea how they will look. And when you will go to the preview option, you will say this is actually giving you the options and to see how your product will actually look onto the customer end. So even before you are actually sending out a mail to customer or like for even a test mail, it costs a price. So no need to go to that loop. And with the help of Einstein, we can check these things beforehand only. And let me here basically in the email recommendation is also AI and ML, where your subject or the text or the content which we are sending to the customer. With the help of Einstein, we can actually check what is being sent and what are the different options that are available. And think not just from a tester's prospect, think from a product prospect. How what is the email content that is being sent? What is the subject that is being sent? And we can have multiple options with the help of Einstein, and we can check. And we can also, like for example, we can raise around it that okay, these are certain options that with which the email looks much better. So I will show you around the subject. So you can see directly onto the email recommendation, we have all the Einstein features enabled, and you can see this is is actually AI enabled. And now you can see it is asking me to give some generalized message. You want to put some generalized message. I just kept it simple. Brand personality, whether it is like professional, it has two options, whether you want for a professional or a casual. And then a sample subject line. It's just to give an idea. Okay. And it is also giving a proper disclaimer. See here itself, the disclaimer is that you need to be very particular what you are sending. AI is actually, it can populate something inaccurate or harmful. So we need to make sure. that whatever subject line we are picking, it is correct, and now we should not just go by whatever is being suggested. Basically, Einstein gives you suggestions. It's not saying that it's foolproof and you should go with this. So you can see there are multiple subject lines. I sorry, for some reason I will move a little quickly over here. Okay. And now this is one more feature of Einstein, that is Einstein engagement scoring. So you are sending mail to customers. Now you are not sure what is its engagement score. How are your emails actually performing? So you need to have that and data as well. You have that analysis as well. So here, uh, this is one area where I feel I need to actually explore this in a real project. This is one area I think we as a testers we can create multiple bugs. Okay, and it will help in some critical bugs as well. So as you can see, this is giving you proper analysis, the click prediction, email prediction, like the email you have sent. How many times are you expecting the customer to open the particular mail? So these are certain things that it is providing. The complete data or the performance report of your email, I can say. And if I actually get very poor in some of my for my story or something, I'm definitely going to raise a bug. Okay, and then this is again a part of. Let me just a second. This is again a part of email recommendation where I am trying to show how AI, again same as subject, how can it help us with the customer email body content. And for demo purpose, I have used these terms like lorem ipsum and everything. I didn't want to do some extra things over here. So again, here as you can see, it has a key message. The brand personality, again, it's like you want to go professional or casual, and then sample body, and then the disclaimer. So when like I just wrote normal stuffs. When we are actually drafting a mail and we want to see how it's like what should be the body and everything, with the help of body generate body content, we can get multiple options. Or and this will help in actually, for example, I want to like I wrote it just a key message normal. Now I want to actually explore it, like how it's coming. I want to actually explore what to say. I want to actually explore, like for example, we are saying that it should be male should be in camel kissing, so we can give such kind of instructions as well and see how actually it's performing and what are the results that we are getting. So moving on to the next slide. So this is all about QA magic with GPT and Einstein. Now, so this is done. And the human age. Finally, we saw AI is doing good, Einstein is doing good, everything. But is it everything? Then why are testers needed? Why are we needed? Sorry. And this is where our role comes into the picture. So when you are testing, I always say my team, don't test from a perspective that okay, I am a QA tester, I have to pass my story, my test cases should be done, and we are done with our role. Start thinking as a product manager or a product owner or a business analyst. Think from a feature prospect, how it's looking. And I think using and these AI enabled applications and the Einstein feature, we can actually think from that prospect, and then we can analyze in a far more better way. And for example, the amount of bugs that are actually, or the for example, the email, sometimes we hear that the email didn't perform well, and we also get, we as a customers, we do get some emails when where we see, okay, what is this written, so it feels like odd. So that should not happen to the customers we are actually engaged with. So here human insight comes in picture. AI edge, so we are going to discuss AI strength versus the human strength. AI has speed and scale, but it doesn't have context and judgment. AI can generate patterns, but it doesn't have business understanding. AI can give you coverage. It can write 100 test cases, but it doesn't know what is the risk prioritization. So whenever we are testing, test from a prospect of, always keep in mind the risk and strategy. What is the area that you are going to test? What is your customer bandwidth that you are going to pick? What is the what your customers are, how they are actually using the real system. Always go with that thing and then proceed with a story, with a testing. So the key takeaways: quality beyond send, audience accuracy, we understood this, smarter testing, faster launches, fewer production errors, scales with complexity. And with this, I also like to say one thing. Like we always say that, okay, and I have seen many people arguing. Even these days, I have gone to many conferences and seminars and even the webinars. I see there's one argument that is always happening, and it's more from the testers that is happening. That, okay, you are we not doing the testing before? Yes, we were doing. Is it not that, okay, testers are not doing good? No, we are doing good. We are not saying that. I'm not saying that we are not doing good. But for example, you might have seen when we are actually working on the real projects, there have been instances we got 5 stories and they are all critical. Now, we sometimes like, okay, which one story we need to write, which are the stories that we need to write, cases and everything. And we at times miss fewer scenarios. So, here, with the help of these features, we can actually scale our testing and we can have bandwidth. And there's one thing: the edge cases, the decision tables, the shift lift testing, shift right testing thing. These things are actually coming in picture, and they will come in picture. Now we need to actually learn decision making, not just from our interview prospect. We need to actually learn from our testing prospect. We need to analyze the edge cases, not just to write the test cases. We have written something, we have to actually work on the edge case testing. Exploratory testing is something, till now it was like, okay, I spent 2 hours on exploratory testing. Somehow this thing would come. Functional testing is important. Equally, exploratory testing will come into picture, a wider picture where, because like you have saved your time from this functional testing, the uh, regression testing and everything, writing the test cases, writing, analyzing the scenarios and everything. So this whole time we are actually saving. That will be invested into the exploratory testing. So that's it from my side.